protests, argumentation, newer organizations, newer visions. Captain S.A.M. convened a meeting at Jylla in June 1954 and gave a rousing speech. But why demand a state? Why carve out the hills from S.A.M? If you ask the indigenous leaders, they would have said, for the protection of land, identity, and history. They saw the larger cultural community trying to impose Assamese as an official language on the tribal areas in 1960. They found an inequitable distribution of development and already a disregard for traditional land use and customs. It seemed that people who were larger in numbers could ignore the numerically small. Maybe the story can be about the newer alliances which came into being against the hegemonic Assamese language bill. These alliances demanded the reorganization of S.A.M in a way that allows tribal people to gain control over their resources and land. They began with the usual bureaucratic tools of memorandums and meetings with the central government. But finding apathy in Delhi, the APHLC began the non-violent direct action, whose volunteers were responsible for organizing non-violent protests that took place outside the S.A.M Secretariat in Shillong and other places as well. Singing their songs and vocalizing their slogans of a hill state, this people's movement was historic, highly popular, and peaceful. So is the story then about mass mobilization, people's participation, and the refashioning of the ideas of a constitutional democracy? This people's struggle tasted its first real victory. On the morning of 11 September 1968, the Union government announced the creation of an autonomous state for the hill areas.
100,000 people come to the inaugural celebrations of the new state. The governor, B.K. Nehru, told the state legislative assembly, seldom have such far-reaching constitutional changes been brought about with so much goodwill and understanding. Prime Minister Mrs. Indira Gandhi flew in from New Delhi for the celebration. Gives the inaugural address.
I will authorize the chair of members of parliament and the official leaders and the secretary and the trust to make possible for the reorganization.
Autonomous merely in name, because the state would still be within the administrative confines of S.A.M. Although the APHLC agreed to consider it, there were others like